The pivot is almost here, and I want to make sure none of you miss it. But before we talk about any of that,
I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no lie. Yeah.
let's talk about something real quick. Live streams. Hasn't been any live streams. I know. I'm in physical therapy right now. It's kind of hard for me to stand very long or sit very long. And I'm just kind of very uncomfortable, if not in pain, a lot of the times because of that. And I just really have not wanted to live stream because of that. Just because I don't know if like I'm gonna like move weird, it's gonna set off my neck, and then I'm gonna have to walk away from the stream really quickly to go lay down and like get a heating pad or something. I'm on several different medications, but I have issues with my discs in my neck. So I've been working from my bed a lot, trading from my bed, and my laptop, my phone, my iPad has been enough to get me by, or I'll swing by the office to like get a broad view in the morning just for a few minutes if I need to. So I've been making it work. So we've been trading. We've been doing really good on the market. Things have been great. You know, printing money on crypto, printing money on stocks, printing money on options, futures. We're getting more and more traders passed. We're growing nicely. The community's doing awesome. I'm so excited. But I've been having this health issue. So it's not been fun. Hasn't affected the business, hasn't affected my trading, but it affects the live stream and the amount of content, as a lot of you have probably noticed. I've been making like TikToks out of bed and stuff. That's why. It's been a lot of doctor's visits, x-rays, MRIs, blood work, everything as we try to resolve like what's going on. I should make a full recovery. I shouldn't need any surgery or anything. But anyways, we've talked about that long enough. Now, before we even get into the charts or we talk about any stocks, this is so important to understand. I want everyone to pay close attention, okay? Fear and Greed Index. This is telling you the classic market correction coming setup, okay? And, okay, we can see that this looks great. You know, if you just took a snapshot of this, you sent it to me, I'd say market looks great. We're going higher. All right. We're just barely greedy. Last week we were neutral. This thing can crank up into the 90s and hang out there as the market melts up higher and higher and higher. But then we actually start to break it down here. Market momentum and extreme greed is kind of getting carried away a little bit, right? But then you look at the stock price strength and the stock price breadth. Okay, it's falling apart. Only a few names are kind of leading the market. The overall breadth in the market is an extreme fear, which tells you that a lot of stocks aren't participating. And what that means is like if the army retreats, but the generals keep rushing forward, doesn't turn out well, right? Okay, that's the kind of what we're seeing right here. And the other thing that kind of sets off alarms in my head is that the option market is definitely one-sided as well. So while the market is careening higher and higher and higher, people are getting more and more and more euphoric and excited, and they're no longer protecting themselves. Markets don't crash when everyone's protected. Everyone was protected during the election, right? We could see that all the VIX purchases, all the big put purchases were streaming through. All right, everyone was hedged. We had those massive OPEX days with those massive expirations, okay? And now we can see that the market has finally let down its guard. Now, I'm not expecting like a sudden thing to happen on Monday, okay? Nothing like that. Let's be clear that these reports are week to week, but sometimes I want to tell you kind of what I'm seeing over the hump, okay? This week, overall, I'm probably still going to hold a bullish bias. You know, we could see this wedge breakout on QQQ, but I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of turns into something like a bear flag. Okay, we could kind of see that the S&P has also become very frothy, which is the type of action that you see kind of near a top as well. You know, we're kind of chopping sideways here while the breadth of the market is also falling apart. Not a great sign. Okay, we can see the leaders like Nvidia are becoming very frothy as well, even having some retracements. On Friday we got further selling, which is why it's on the watch list for the downside. If we get under those lows on Thursday, I think you could have a retracement much lower. The other thing that I'm kind of keeping an eye on here too, if we pull this up, if we look at the semiconductor ETF here, we could kind of see what looks to be a keep in mind, this is very ugly, but it is there. This like head and shoulders formation coming up here. Okay. that's kind of forming. So I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of makes a visit lower. But as we talked about, some stocks are leading the way to the upside. One of them being Tesla. Tesla looks amazing right here. I would not be surprised if Tesla just came just shy of 400. Then we could do a consolidation phase and then went much higher next year. Remember, Tesla has been my number one position since 140. I know I mentioned it too much, but that was just a God tier call, right? I mean, you don't get a lot of those where you just nail it and you have the huge position, and I'm going to ride that high probably for several years. Okay, that was a multi-generational wealth creation type of play and position that I had there. So I'm just still riding that high, baby. Sorry if it's annoying, but what we're seeing here on Tesla on the shorter time frame here on this 2-minute chart, what this looks like to me is a nice bull flag that's playing out this week. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla, I'd say if you're playing it conservatively, look for 360, look for 365, and then my dream is that we actually get all the way to 370. Another play that looks great setup is Home Depot. Home Depot multi-year breakout. I love these multi-year breakouts. The breakout comes, your risk reward, super simple, right? If you break back below it, if you get a fake out, you just get out. It's a really tight stop. Otherwise, you're going to get a nice extension right through it. There's super high win rate on these, okay? The longer it takes to break the all-time high, usually the better the move is. We can see on the weekly, we had this cup and handle. That's a classic trade that usually has a great win rate. And then if we actually get in a little bit, zoom in a little bit here on the 15-minute, we can also see another couple of handle has formed. So I'm looking for a nice extension into this week. I do already have a position open here, but over 420, I think is a setup for also some short-term positions. Maybe you can even trade it intraday for Home Depot, something that usually isn't a great mover, but the contract volumes are there. And so this is definitely a playable name right now that I really like. Now for the other downside play that I'm looking for is Google. Google it's been just a laggard. Okay, it's been very, very weak. So what I'm looking for here is just this big break, okay? We can see there's multiple touches here for Google right there, right here, and then we kind of have this gap down area right here, and we're kind of testing this consolidation area. If we break down below here, we could be coming down, breaking that low and kind of coming down to like 140 range is what I'm looking for on Google as an extension to the downside, especially if the market starts to turn over. I'm going to play what's weakest, right? If you're looking for downside, play what's weakest. If you're looking for upside, play what's strongest, okay? You have your Tesla and you have your Google. That's what I'm seeing right now though, guys. And I'll keep you these weekly reports super short because I'm still not in great health and I can't stand very long, but I hope you enjoyed. In the Discord, I'm still available all day. You know, I'm on my phone or I'm on my laptop. I'm talking to members. I'm still seeing stuff. I got multiple eyes. We got multiple mentors and traders who are calling stuff out. So it's okay if I'm not really at the battle station. We don't miss anything. Don't you worry. Everything's still automated, going great. I'll be fine as well, just in case anyone is actually worried about that. But I hope you all have a wonderful week. Good luck on your trading. And as always, God bless.